Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Self Love Friday. Welcome to my couch, and thank you very much, as always, for being here. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world when you're watching this. Hello and welcome. Self Love Friday, my couch, every Friday at midday, British summertime or GMT. We're going into wintertime soon. Today is the second day of October. On the first day of October, we had the official start of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. We had a full moon, which was the first of two full moons scheduled for October. We're blue moon this month. How exciting is that? It was the beginning. Yesterday was the first day of Black History Month and the first day of a new season in so many ways. So if we look at a new month, October, new season, autumn, Black History Month, full moon time. Full moon is representative of releasing or letting go, which is something that I quite enjoy the concept of. Things that don't always serve us, that we continue to do in more of an unconscious, subconscious way, and letting go of those and replacing that with something really positive is an amazing thing to do in life. I said last week when we were talking about time and productivity that this week I was going to talk about learning and growing. I've parked that for a little bit because my inner self, my higher self, the greater wisdom, I was given a message late last night intuitively for myself and to share with all the people in my tribe for the month of October. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today instead of the planned learning and growing sharing. So welcome here, welcome to my couch, and let's get stuck in. What challenge could I have for you today? Well, I'm calling it Sober October. It's got nothing to do with alcohol, nothing to do with drugs or any other kind of physical addiction, food, drugs, alcohol, nothing to do with that. Sober October 2020 is all about sobering of the mind. So here's my thinking. Black History Month is so important this year, so important with everything that's happened with Black Lives Matter, all the tragedies across the globe related to Black people and all marginalized groups. Suddenly under the spotlight is the fact that as Western society, we've marginalized so many groups for such ridiculous things as the color of their skin. So in light of that, that got me thinking. In light of the full moon theme of release, let go, start something new, that got me thinking. What can I let go of? What can I release? What can I do to change the world a little bit more? My passion is to see a world that is governed by love, mutual respect, honor, and that is why I'm on this mission to teach the world about self-love because everything starts within. So with that in mind, I got to thinking, what more can I do? What more can I do here within myself in this month to make a change? There's a beautiful quote by the Dalai Lama, which I posted this morning on LinkedIn if you want to go and have a look. And it is about the fact that every action that we take makes a ripple, and we can make the smallest change within ourselves, and it actually affects everything around us and impacts society. So with that in full moon release theme in mind, with the new season of autumn, which is Mother Nature releasing and letting go of things that no longer serve her, like the leaves. And with Black History Month at the fall and Black Lives Matter, I came up with Sober October. So what am I letting go of? I want to let go of any reaction that is purely unconscious. I want to connect with all of my speech, with all of my actions, with every response that I have to stimulus coming at me, whether it be conversations, whether it be online interaction, emails, life happening, a situation where nobody else is even involved, where it's just me. I want to stop and check my response. Is my response true of my inner self? Is my response true of my vision that I have for the world? Does my response serve a better way, a brighter future? And that's what I'm doing. I am sobering my mind in October. So, Sober October, I challenge you to join me. I'm going to be, I know it's a challenge. It's a real challenge. So many of us think that we're aware and conscious, but so much has come up in this year with all the social challenges COVID-19 has brought, Black Lives Matter has brought. It's this realization how much of what I say and do is fully conscious, how much of it comes from a place that might be more prejudiced than I like. Hi, JJ UK. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I agree it's going to be an exciting challenge, a challenging, exciting challenge. Because just to stop and think about how much of what I say and do fully represents me. It can be in the smallest ways and in the biggest ways. For me, a big realization was actually in conversation with JJ UK, who challenged me with the concept of privilege quite a few months ago, and coming to a realization that so many people think privilege is about having a silver spoon in your mouth, having everything go your way in life, having it easy. And that is not necessarily the case. Privilege is a way of thinking which is born from a place of never having had your being questioned just for what you look like or where you come from. For example, I read a post by a woman the other day who mentioned being in a store and having store security pay her more attention than a white friend of hers. They were not walking together. They'd gone into the store together, but she was looking at something and her friend was looking at something else, and the store security was kind of tagging her because of the color of her skin. Her friend has never had that experience. I have never had that experience. That's privilege. That is a huge privilege. There are so many examples, and things also just like your knee-jerk reaction to things. I sometimes catch myself having a response to something and I think, oh, I'm not sure if that suits me. I will always, when it's got to do with another person, reach out to that person and own the behavior that I didn't like and rectify it. But what I want to do in the month of October is to catch myself before that happens, to really put in a fine filter into my mind so that before anything comes out of it, I know that it's congruent with who I am, what I stand for, and all of my values, even to the finest points of things like privilege that I was previously unaware of. We think privilege is all about economics, just to go on a bit about that topic. But I always used to think, well, we had struggles. Everything hasn't always been easy. If you look at LSMs, I wasn't born into any of the top LSMs. I'm still not there, but so I'm not privileged, but I am. I've had so much privilege just because of the color of skin that I was born into, which I had nothing to do with. But there you go. So Sober October, I challenge you to join me. If you have any ideas, I'm going to be posting this on all platforms. I'm going to be hashtagging Sober October. If you know of anyone that you think would benefit from this, enjoy the challenge, can spread this message, because the message is ultimately love and self-love. If we can love ourselves enough to love each other unconditionally, then we're winning. Then we're having that ripple on society. By changing my inner self and working on my inner world, I change what I put out into the world. I change the ripple effect that I have. And in so doing, I end up changing the world. So I really, really believe if we want to see a new world and we want to see a new way, this is what we need to do. We need to filter our minds, change our mindset, change ourselves, be what we want to see in the world. I heard such an interesting interview on LinkedIn where Richard Branson asked Simon Sinek about if he could give advice to anyone in business, what they would to change, one thing that they should change. And his answer was so interesting. He said, and I love this, he said, everybody's pointing fingers, everybody's blaming their circumstances or their situation on the circumstances around them, such as the politicians who are messing up. He used politicians as an example, and he went on to say that all politicians are is a reflection of us. They reflect the people. They are not actually leading us, we are leading them. So everything that we do, everything that we say is creating a collective consciousness. And if we look at our leaders, what do they look like and are we happy? Because they're really just mirroring us. What do we see in the mirror? And anyone who knows me knows that I'm always on about life is a mirror. Life is a mirror. And if we look at the world today, there is so much in that reflection that is not okay. And the way to sort that out is not to try and attack the reflection. The reflection is just a reflection. It's to turn within and see what can I do? How can I refine myself? How can I shift my thinking and my behavior to make this change? How can I make my ripple into the world count? So I came up with Sober October. I do hope that you join me. I'm wearing my autumn colors today. I've got red and orange and all the warm colors of autumn. I absolutely love this season. I love the feeling of Mother Nature toning down and turning inwards. And so I am definitely taking her up on her challenge to join her and turn within in order to rise again, better, stronger, clearer, and with love. So Sober October, let's do it. Let's look at our thoughts. Let's look at our actions. Let's challenge ourselves to become truly sober in our mindset, truly sober in our behavior, and be the best that we can be and create a world that we want to see. Thank you so much for being here. It's a short one today, but it's something that I'm really, really passionate about. And I do look forward to doing it. Thank you, JJ UK. Let's do this. Let's change the world. Lots of love. Remember, love yourself first. That's a very important thing. Whilst being of sober mind, whilst filtering your thoughts, whilst filtering your activities, be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Any prejudice, any negative response that you don't like, it just comes from programming. You can change it, and you can change it with love and kindness. So love yourself first. And I look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, enjoy Sober October and lots of love. Mwah. Ciao.